Good morning and welcome to our trade training this morning. Today's topic is behind the wall Kohler valve platform and bringing health and wellness to the showering space. This is Kevin Anderson coming to you live from Kohler, Wisconsin. I'm the Senior Training Specialist for Global Faucets for North America and will be providing the training today. I do have some coworkers on the phone joining me as well who may jump in during the conversation. Our showering team and our product manager is on the phone with us as well. And then Megan Rapp will be joining us from the trade team to add a little bit of insight at the end of the presentation around our trade toolbox, assets, and resources for everyone on the call. One of the things I want to touch base with all of you this morning is to clarify a couple things as we get started. This session will be recorded so we can use this for later trainings. So thank you all for joining the call. Additionally, we've muted everyone on the call and given everybody the opportunity to utilize the Q&A session option within the platform. So if you do have questions throughout the session, please use that live Q&A session to ask those questions, and myself or one of our team members will be able to answer those for you. Again, a large group of people on the phone today, so thank you all for joining and taking time out of your schedule for this training specifically. And without further ado, we'll get it kicked right off. So let's talk about what we're going to cover today in our session. So today we're going to talk about showering leadership from Kohler and what that means, taking a little bit deeper dive into the overall portfolio, the products, and the features and benefits to help you. We'll also talk about manual and thermostatic valves. How do they work? What do they look like? What are some scenarios and installation specifications that will help you along the way? And finally, we're going to touch on some really key products, some simple solutions and upgrades, tying all that together and showcasing some options that you may not know exist, as well as bringing in some great tools and resources here at the end of the presentation. But we also do a lot of research. We look at and ask our customers what their expectations are in the market. So we're constantly looking at the latest and greatest trends, the latest research, and getting feedback directly from our customers about product and what they'd like. Consumer expectations are changing. And I think all of us see this in the market today. And showering is not just about getting clean anymore, especially in the environment today with more people working from home. Their schedules may be shifted. They may be adjusting their lifestyles a little bit. And they're not taking that standard routine shower in the morning, 7 minutes in and out on an average. They may be showering at different times of the day. They may be showering after home workouts, maybe after coaching their kids' practice. Whatever that scenario may be, and even for relaxation at the end of the evening, we know that those expectations are changing. And customers are asking for multiple outlets to deliver better experiences and more experiences in the showering space. And we find that hand showers are a must-have these days. More customers are adding a single hand shower to the space, not only for cleaning, but also to utilize in sprays, massage, relaxation, and for all of those daily routine type tasks in the showering space. We're also being asked to provide more integrated, intuitive systems. And we're going to talk about how that works with the valve platforms today and what types of setups you can have. And then focusing on health and wellness and what kind of solutions can you bring to the space. This ties into the conversation with your customers about what are they going to do in the shower? How do they want to use the space? Is it going to be a single or a dual user space? Is it their oasis? Are they trying to escape? Are they trying to relax? Use it as their re-energizing type of space. A lot of different ways to bring health and wellness into that space. And we're going to talk about quite a few solutions for you. And finally, thinking about all of those legislative and social pressures and understanding water use and increasing that need for conservation around the country. We're going to talk a little bit about that in the product portfolios as well. But as we kick off, I think this slide sums up a lot of the feedback from our customers. And they give us really good insight to the type of experiences that they're looking for every day. And shower heads play that pivotal role in the space. People also use rain heads. They're adding those hand showers. All of those pieces really calculate into that showering is that crucial start and end to my day. People use that shower to wake up. They maybe use that shower to recharge and de-stress at the end of the day. And 85% of the people say, I need that shower to get my day started or end my day. And 84% of those people say the shower head makes or breaks my showering experience. It's got to be a great spray. It's got to be a great experience. It's got to give me multifunction options if it has it. If I'm looking for those right sprays, I want to have that great experience in my space. We're going to talk about a lot of solutions that give you those opportunities. From a Kohler perspective, we talk about showering in 3 pillars, from our valving platforms to our spray experiences and our product solutions. Today, we're going to start off and talk about valving, but we're going to touch on all of these. From our valving platform, Kohler is the leader in the market in valve performance. And we're the leader in the market with innovation, unique product scope, and product opportunities within our digital platform as well. We're going to highlight the manual portfolio today and talk about all of those great solutions for you in the space. Additionally, we're going to talk about great spray experiences. And those spray experiences really give us the opportunity to expand that user experience through a variation of different types of sprays. And we're going to cover a large amount of different products that give you different spray experiences. But we spend a lot of time developing and innovating meaningful sprays. We don't just add sprays onto every product just because we can. We want to ensure that each product has the right spray for the right experience. And we also ensure that we spend a lot of time making those sprays best in class, and also look at opportunities to save water without sacrificing that performance for the consumer. And finally, product solutions. We may think of those as simple things like adding that hand shower in the space, maybe changing out a shower head or a rain head. But there are some other functional options that can help you upgrade the space easily, simply, cost effectively, as well as adding that immersive experience into the overall showering space. Things like shower arm diverters, adding that hand shower, slide bars, maybe our hydro rail system that gives you multiple outlet functionality, and more. We're going to cover those a little bit more in depth here in the presentation. But it all starts with the valving platform, understanding the opportunities and the availability to control that water in the space. And Kohler offers everything for every level your customer may need to completely design and specify that showering space of their dreams. Starting with our right temp next gen valve on the left-hand side of the screen, delivering that consistent tub shower application, that 5 GPM flow that we all are consistent and have seen and used in our home spaces before. Adding in our high flow right temp, upgrading that opportunity to add an increased volume of water of 13 gallons per minute to the space, really getting us into that custom showering experience. The master shower on the left and on the right-hand side, the 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch valves, give us that flexibility to really dive into that custom showering experience and actually give us different ways to operate the system. We'll walk through that today as well. And finally, our digital portfolio. Nobody on the market has the digital portfolio like Kohler. And these are just a couple of the valves that showcase that portfolio. Our 2 and 3 port prompt valve and our 6-port DTV plus valve, giving you that flexibility for that overall control and digital functionality. But I want to start out with our next gen right temp valve, the bread and butter of, I think, everybody's showering experience and most installers is that shower tub shower application. And our next gen right temp valve is a great way to showcase the new technology we've put into this valve platform. Now, this new platform was introduced about 4 to 5 years ago, and it gives us an insight to some new technologies built into it, upgrading from that old right temp 304 valve that you're used to and have used for many years, almost 40 years on the market. The new next gen right temp valve gives us flexibility. We were able to reduce the overall brass size by 1.25 inch brass depth, meaning we had a slimmer valve, easier to install, simpler to put into multiple applications for installation. We also added in integral mounting brackets. So individual holes to mount that valve body directly to a stringer in the wall. The rough-in body does have symmetrical inlet design, which means you can orientate that valve body as shown in the picture or 180 degrees and still not install it incorrectly. The left and right arrows show you the inlets for the hot and cold water. Additionally, we have options to make it simple for installation. We've taken our pressure balance unit and cartridge, combined them into one, and made it simple for the install. So now it's a valve installation, add your cartridge, add your trim. Adding to that portfolio, we've also included a new flush test cap. This flush test cap gives us the ability to flush and test the system. Simple and easy. Put that cap on. You can't get it wrong. Simple and easy. You can orientate that in any direction. It is not going to allow you to have cross flow or backflow. It's going to prevent that, as well as give you the opportunity to have a code compliant flush test cap. Now, this isn't true for other competitors in the market. They actually have to take those plugs out and order a special service part. I'm going to show you how you can get this at the same price here in a couple of slides, whether you order a DIY version with everything included on the left, or you order a version with that test flush cap included. From an installation standpoint, that new valve gives us simple installation, as you can see on the right, allowing us to put our valve in a 2x4 wall with a 2x4 stringer, flush mounted, giving us a very clean, easy, straight pipe run to the outlets. This also gives us the ability to have that standard install, a true back-to-back install in a individual 2x6 wall with a 2x4 stringer in the middle, as you can see here, giving us flexibility to have both of those valves for a great installation. We also have the opportunity to have a thin wall install application. All three of those install types can be done with the product straight out of the box with no additional service parts. Our valve bodies include multiple individual inlet connections. As you can see here, universal NPT, both PEX crimp and cold expansion, as well as female NPT. You may be used to seeing the CPVC connection on our old valves. We've upgraded that to the female NPT based on consumer feedback and installer feedback in the market, that they're going to add those individual connections, and they like to add those based on the space. And finally, that sweat only option, giving us flexibility to add in and sweat in any connection, and especially used where a lot of shops build out their own plumbing trees. This platform also gives us the ability to have one universal deep rough-in. That deep rough-in is a quick installation. It's going to give us an additional 3/4 inch depth onto that finished valve. So now you can extend that overall depth if you need to for any of those installations where the wall thickness may change, tile, stone, or additional items may be added on after the fact of installation. So a great way to do an install quick and simple, and also gives us easy access for a one universal rough-in kit. Prior, used to have 34 different install. So continue to make this easier for our installers. We've also increased the opportunity to look at design changes within our stop body. And we've introduced a new stop body that gives us flexibility to have integrated stops with check valves that give us cross and backflow protection. Now, these can be ordered pre-installed or uninstalled if you'd like to do those individual plumbing trees and sweat all your connections at the shop. All of our valves are made from forged brass. Now, this isn't the same across the market. Some other manufacturers use cast brass, which is a poured brass into a mold type setup. Our brass is a solid brass bar stock, forged brass, that is cut, heated, stamped, and machined. So you have consistency throughout the entire valve without any issue or durability questions at all. Great opportunity from Kohler to bring an even better valve to the market. Additional stops and retaining clips are available in case you need them. And as you can see on the right-hand side, our pressure balance cartridge includes our latest diaphragm technology. We're going to show a video on just how that works to give you a little bit better understanding of the overall pressure balance unit. All of our valves give you that 5 GPM flow at 45 PSI. Something to look at across the board. When you look at GPMs, not everybody's consistent. You will find other manufacturers that use higher PSI in order to get you to that maximum flow rate. Kohler gives you that flow rate at 45 PSI. So how do you order it? There's a couple ways to order the overall next-gen right temp valve. Order one, as I see on the top here, is what I call the DIY order option. The valve, the guide, and that pressure balance unit all in one. Quick and easy installation allows you to flush the system and get it set up and add your trim. Option two is what I call the installer ordering option. And I say this because this is going to have you order the 8300 valve body, which includes that test flush cap. So you can install the valve, pressurize and test the system, leave that test cap, flush cap in by code regulation, come back later, add that cartridge and trim when you're ready to do the finish work. That allows us to not only protect the product, but also removes the risk of damage, loss, or theft of that product on the job site. So great way, great flexibility to order the product. If you order option two, as you can see, that test flush cap is included and it is the exact same price as option one. So great way to get that test flush cap for every job site. So let's dive into a few more valves in the portfolio. The 11748 valve is our push-pull diverter, integrated diverter option. A great way to add a second outlet into the space. This is typically used for that shower application with a hand shower, maybe a tub shower combination. If you do use this with a tub shower, you need to make sure that that tub spout is a non-diverting tub spout. Your diverter action is going to be handled through the valve. But great way to add that into the space, keeping it simple and clean with one trim, giving you that functionality to switch between outlets with that push-pull diverter, but only one outlet will work at a time. So great way to add that pressure balance unit into the space, keeping it clean and adding that second outlet. So let's take a look at how this pressure balance unit works. Pretty quick and easy. Inlet water, hot and cold coming in from those arrows that we talked about before, the left and right hand side of the valve. That pressure balance diaphragm is going to work in the middle to keep that consistent temperature. Let's take a check and watch this great video to see just how it works.
This video will show you how the Kohler right temp pressure balancing valve works. The Kohler right temp pressure balancing valve prevents scalding or thermal shock by compensating for sudden changes in water pressure, delivering water at a consistent temperature within plus or minus 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Kohler's diaphragm technology located inside the valve is the key to how the pressure balancing system works. Attached to the diaphragm is the inlet control. Together, the inlet control and diaphragm work to regulate the amount of hot and cold water entering the valve. When the valve is open, hot and cold water enter the valve from opposite sides and push against either side of the diaphragm. The hot and cold water move past the diaphragm, then mix to reach the desired temperature before exiting toward the shower head or bath spout. If the hot and cold water inlet pressure are the same, the diaphragm remains in the middle, and the hot and cold water mix evenly. If the hot or cold inlet pressure changes, the higher water pressure will push the diaphragm away from the middle of the valve. For example, when a toilet is flushed, the cold water pressure may drop. Since the hot water pressure is now higher than the cold, the hot water pushes the diaphragm toward the other side of the valve. The inlet control moves with the diaphragm to limit the amount of hot water that can enter the valve. This movement restores the balance in water pressure between the hot and cold, keeping the water temperature consistent. As the cold water pressure normalizes, the diaphragm moves back toward the middle of the valve. Similarly, if someone turns on the hot water elsewhere in the house, the hot water pressure may drop. Since the cold water pressure is now higher than the hot, the cold water pushes the diaphragm toward the other side of the valve. The inlet control moves with the diaphragm to limit the amount of cold water that can enter the valve. This movement restores the balance in water pressure between the hot and cold, keeping the water temperature consistent. As the hot water pressure normalizes, the diaphragm moves back toward the middle of the valve. Pressure balancing valves are designed to compensate for changes in water pressure. The diaphragm constantly reacts to even the slightest pressure changes, preventing fluctuations in the temperature of the water leaving the valve. Changes in water temperature are not regulated by the valve. If there is a change in the temperature of the water entering the valve, the temperature of the water leaving the valve will change as well. By automatically adjusting to fluctuations in water pressure, the Kohler right temp pressure balancing valve delivers a safe and comfortable showering experience every time.
So a great opportunity to understand how that pressure balance valve works. And I think another way to showcase some of the operations and flexibility this valve platform provides is to showcase some great images with behind the wall piping and plumbing, as well as some finished wall and new image pictures. So what you see in front of you on the screen is a great way to show the right temp installation, giving you flexibility to add even a third outlet. We typically hear a lot of people have that one or two outlets in the showering space. They want to add a third outlet without a lot of extra cost. So a great way to do that is to add in our transfer valve. And we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the transfer valve and how it works specifically here shortly. But the transfer valve gives us functionality to have individual or shared outlets working. So this installation will give us a pressure balance unit plus a transfer valve, shown as A and B on the left-hand side of your screen, giving us flexibility to have three outlets: a rain head, shower head, and hand shower in the space. And we'll talk a little bit more about how this works, but you'll be able to use one or a shared function of multiple outlets at a time with this setup. So a great way to add into the space without adding a lot of extra cost, keeping it looking great as well. Another application and another valve in our portfolio, really giving us flexibility to increase that volume for great tub fill applications. Our 2971 high flow right temp valve was designed for that thought process to use in bath fill applications. And as it's grown in popularity, it's actually been used in custom showering applications as well, giving us flexibility for a higher flow and utilizing that pressure balance technology for that consistent temperature in the space. Gives us the ability to also pair with that same transfer valve we talked about. So we could have things like a shower head, hand shower, and a bath spout in the space, giving us flexibility overall. Great look, great installation, simple and easy, and continuing to keep that cost effective. Now, we talked about transfer valves a moment ago, and this is one of our multiple options for control valves in the space. Our transfer and diverter valves give us flexibility to utilize either a shared functionality with transfer, either one or two outlets at a time, or diverter functionality, thinking about those situations where we need to be eco-compliant or code compliant, allowing only one outlet on at a time. So we have flexibility to add either one of those in the space, giving you that great look and overall functionality. We additionally have a great thermostatic valve lineup for you. And our thermostatic valves are that next step in the portfolio. Moving from pressure balance to thermostatic technology, this is going to operate similar, but give us more flexibility with higher volume flow. As you can see, all the way from 10.9 on the left, the second image should say 17.2, 17.2 in the middle, and then again on the right-hand side, giving us flexibility overall for those great installations. Overall, adding in flexibility to design that custom showering experience. You'll see that the individual valve on the left is going to give you options to add in things like volume controls we'll talk about in a minute. The second valve and the fourth valve have that volume control already added into it. That means that you're going to set your temperature with your thermostatic valve, and you're going to control everything all on or all off with that individual volume control that's attached. Or with the 1/2 and 3/4 inch, you can independently run volume controls for each outlet. So I like to take a look at that here in a few slides and break that down even more. But what's great about our thermostatic valve technology, we bring a lot of innovation into this valve platform, including some great options for high temp limit stops, that great temperature control that your customers are looking for, pre-calibrated thermostatic cartridges that are already pre-installed, ready to go, easy stops for servicing if ever needed, as well as that innovative shuttle design you're going to learn about here in the next video. And all of our thermostatic valves include check valves for back and cross flow protection. So great opportunity to showcase the innovation from Kohler. And one of the other highlights I always like to point out is we've been doing thermostatic valves and manufacturing these for a long time. Our Myra brand in the UK, one of our subsidiaries of Kohler, actually developed and innovated the design of the thermostatic valve technology in the 1920s, giving Kohler that performance valve for the market and custom showering applications, making us the leader in the market for thermostatic technology. We're going to talk about how that works and how the thermostatic technology adjusts under normal conditions, when the hot pressure water drops, and when the cold pressure water drops in this next video. Hope you enjoy it.
This video will show you how the Kohler thermostatic mixing valve works. The Kohler thermostatic mixing valve prevents scalding or thermal shock by compensating for sudden changes in water temperature. By monitoring water temperature and automatically adjusting to any drop in hot water temperature, the valve is able to deliver water at a set temperature, within plus or minus 3 degrees Fahrenheit. The thermostatic element and shuttle in the center of the valve mixing chamber are the keys to how the valve works. The movement of the shuttle is controlled by a sealed capsule containing a wax-based compound that expands and contracts with changes in water temperature. For example, when a toilet is flushed, cold water will be diverted toward the toilet, resulting in less cold water flowing to the valve. With less cold water flowing into the mixing chamber, the thermostatic element will heat up and force the shuttle down. This movement quickly adjusts the proportion of hot to cold water entering the chamber, keeping the water flowing out of the valve at a consistent temperature. Similarly, if the hot water is turned on somewhere else in the house, hot water will be diverted toward the faucet, resulting in less water flowing to the valve. With less hot water flowing into the mixing chamber, the thermostatic element will cool down and force the shuttle up. This movement quickly adjusts the proportion of hot to cold water entering the chamber, keeping the water flowing out of the valve at a consistent temperature. The thermostatic element constantly reacts to even the slightest changes in water temperature inside the mixing chamber. These continuous adjustments keep the water flowing out of the Kohler thermostatic mixing valve at a consistent temperature, delivering a safe and comfortable showering experience every time.
So another great video showcasing the thermostatic technology along with the pressure balance technology in our valve portfolio. As I mentioned earlier, we have multiple control valves in the lineup. We've already talked about the transfer diverter valve, and we briefly mentioned the volume control. Our volume control works with our thermostatic technology, our thermostatic valves, to give independent control for those individual outlets. So in the picture on the right, you'll see that we have a thermostatic valve, and we have two volume controls, one for the shower head and one for the hand shower. Our volume controls give us that flexibility in the space to allow multiple outlets to be used at the same time, giving you that custom showering experience your customers are looking for. We also have an opportunity today to talk about how this works and ensure that everybody is on the same page. This is a question we get quite often. What's the difference between a transfer and a diverter valve? How do they work? Can you show me some details? So we did just that. In the picture that you see here, we have an individual setup for a shower head and hand shower and body sprays. Our transfer and diverter valves work similarly, but have a unique perspective for each one. Transfer valves, as I talked about, can be individual or shared function. Our diverter valves will be an individual function with a trickle flow in between. So each of those valves has and is set up as a three-way functionality out of the box, ready to go. And we'll talk about how that can be adjusted to a two-way if you need it. For this application, we have positions on the left-hand side of the screen, 1 through 6. Individual positions, 1, 3, and 5, give you that single functionality for each of the components. With a transfer valve, you're going to notice that positions 2, 4, and 6 give us shared functionality for individual outlets, and as in this case, the shower head and body sprays will work together in a shared function, the body sprays and hand shower, or the hand shower and shower head. So your customer can choose exactly what they'd like. With a diverter option, same rotation and function of the handle, giving you positions 1, 3, and 5 for individual control. But as you divert between 1 and 3, you'll notice that position 2 becomes a trickle flow. That means we're continuing a slight flow without putting back pressure onto the valve, but still limiting this to one outlet on at a time, meeting code compliance. Our valves, as I mentioned, do come as a three-way installation and are set up with 3 chambers, A, B, and C. This can easily be adjusted in the field, but needs to be done prior to installation. Once this is installed in the wall, you're not able to get that NPT plug back out. So let's take a deeper look and see how this can be set up prior. Identifying the valve, specifically your inlets, and understanding where your NPT plug is located. Identify that NPT plug. It can be taken out with a simple hex wrench. Removing that plug will then combine 2 of the chambers together, meaning this will take you down to a 2-function valve setup. A couple other steps, pretty quick and easy. You'll notice there's a spacer clip and a detent. That detent and that spacer clip work together. The spacer clip will be pulled out, the detent will be pushed in, the spacer clip will then be put on top of that detent. So 3 quick, easy steps to change your volume or your individual valve from a 3-way to a 2-way functionality. So that transfer or diverter valve option. As we look at layouts from plumbing behind the wall, putting together our right temp pressure balance and our thermostatic technology, you'll notice a slight difference in your installation. That's because we're giving the flexibility for a pressure balance valve with a transfer valve on the left, showcasing those 2 trims, making that capability of operating 1 or 2 outlets at the same time, utilizing all 3 of those components. On the right-hand side, using our thermostatic valve and independent volume controls, giving flexibility to turn on and off any of those components individually or all at once, shared together, so that consumer can have that experience they're looking for. All of that means we're customizing the showering space for our individual users, and our customers are telling us that's what they want. They're looking for that simple, cleaner aesthetic, total control in the space, having that health and well-being added in, and continuing to make it affordable and efficient. So they can make that shower all about me. It's the experience that they're looking for. And how do we do that? We do that by adding in the right type of spray technology and providing our spray leadership to the market. Kohler is the spray leader, adding in the right features, the right benefits, the right sprays, and the best-in-class performance across all flow requirements. Individually, we have some great unique pieces in the lineup, and we like to talk about our sprays in 3 different buckets. Our first is rinsing sprays. They're large, luxurious sprays designed and engineered to give us that full coverage, that great rinsing, and all of those individual right force and feel in the overall spray experience. We also have our catalyst air induction technology, which infuses air with water and develops that powerful, full coverage, indulgent spray that our customers are looking for. Our second group of sprays is our massage sprays. They're more concentrated. They provide that intense force our customers are looking for massaging muscles and using in the space for back and lower back strain, stress, pain, and relieving that pressure, but also concentrating that spray for a forceful spray for the individual user. And our experience sprays give us warm, gentle sprays that envelop in the individual in the showering space, giving them that relax and retreat type feel. Our silk spray offers a soft, dense type spray that's gentle on pets and kids and sensitive skin. Our Catalyst rain shower and rain heads and hand showers give us that full deluge and functionality of having that great rain experience with large water droplets and a warming experience. Our Real Rain authentic rain panel gives us a unique experience with a pressurized setup to the housing of our Real Rain panel, and then an authentic rain experience that's gravity fed that feels like real rain. And we'll walk through that a little deeper in the conversation. But it all comes down to spray distribution and that force. Do we have the correct effective coverage and force for our users in the sprays? And we spend a lot of time developing our sprays to provide just that. And throughout Kohler, all of these sprays give you the best in class spray performance, leading with our Catalyst spray technology.
Feel the warmth, force, and full water coverage of the Catalyst Air Induction Spray. This innovative technology gives larger, more luxurious water drops that retain their heat longer by infusing 2.2 liters of air into 2.5 gallons of water per minute. Larger drops mean warmer water, up to half a degree more in every drop. The patented design of our racetrack waterway delivers the right amount of force and optimal coverage, minimizing wasteful overspray and increasing cleaning and hair rinsing performance. Even distribution across the 8-inch spray diameter provides consistent full coverage, ensuring an even spray regardless of the water pressure. For the extraordinary in showering every day, look no further than the bold look of Kohler.
So a great video showcasing the science behind the spray and how our air induction works. Pretty quick and easy on our single function and even in our multiple function shower heads. Adding in that venturi or that air induction right in the venturi or the ball joint, providing us with the capability to capture those water droplets or capture the air inside the water droplets, making that spray experience even a half degree warmer. Our racetrack technology gives us the ability to ensure that we have consistent spray across the entire spray face, giving us the best in class performance. All of our sprays can be viewed on our Kohler YouTube website, or if you go to Kohler.com, scroll to the bottom and click videos, you have an opportunity to see a lot of these videos in action, as well as on our product detail pages. As you can see from the Kohler.com/signature sprays link here, all of our sprays are broken down so you can see that spray coming out of the shower head, how that spray looks, and then see that force as it hits the water and give your customers that feel that they may not have if they don't have a live working shower head in the space to test out. So great opportunity to look at all of these sprays in advance and talk to your customers about the benefits of each. But hand showers, shower heads, body sprays are used in specific ways. And we target our shower heads to focus on neck, head, shoulders, and back, and the face, relieving that pressure, giving full coverage. Hand showers are meant to be targeting the head to toe, using it in the showering space, not just for cleaning, but mobile functionality, relief of stress and strained muscles. Rain heads are meant to give us that full coverage, that head and shoulder full warmth, and really give us that oasis to soak away. They're soft, they're gentle, and they're great spray performance. And our body sprays are targeted to relieve those stress and strains on the back, neck, feet, shoulders, and really give you that great pressure that you're looking for. So I wanted to talk about the specific products that all of these great features and sprays work on. Our line match multifunction technology shown here is a great new upgrade that gives us a new look and design in the overall line match portfolio. We've updated our Forte, Bancroft, and Purist lines. You see the old style on the bottom right to the new style. The new style gives us additional functionality, a fourth function, that silk spray added in. That is that soft, dense, great spray, but also giving us great performance, our easy clean rub nozzles, an easy to use toggle switch, as well as a larger spray face, and the functionality from 2.5 to 1.75 GPM flows, and is actually less costly than our older version. So great innovation and design in the space. And they look great too. This is just a great snapshot of all three of those new line matched portfolios in the space. Additionally, our specialized sprays give us functionality to talk about targeting those things customers need. Great rain heads from our round and our square options available with Catalyst spray technology in various GPM flows and sizes, giving you that contemporary, traditional, and transitional options your customers are looking for. Flipside happens to be one of the great sprays and great unique pieces in the lineup that gives us 4 spray functions: our coverage, our cotton, commotion, and current, that it allows customers to simply flip that spray head to get a different experience. Works with all platforms and is very transitional in the lineup, giving you that multi-function capability in multiple GPM flows. Our shift hand showers have been a staple in the lineup for many, many years, and we've recently redesigned those from that twist option that you see on the left-hand side to the Shift Plus option, which includes a push button operation, giving your consumers that ease of functionality and shift between sprays. Great designs in round and square, and we'll showcase those sprays in a moment. And our Real Rain, our authentic rain experience, a great way to add an authentic rain experience into the space at various GPM flows and finish colors. Great options across the board. Our newest rain heads are Honesty Square rain heads, giving us additions in the lineup at a great price point with multiple finishes, bringing in not only that chrome and brushed nickel, but adding matte black to the lineup. Great finishes, great sizes, and great GPM flow. Also meeting lead and water sense requirements. Our shift hand showers we mentioned a moment ago, great options across the board in 9 finishes. So giving that great spray performance from our 2 targeted sprays you see on the bottom right with that new design and easy push button operation. So a great flow, great spray performance. And our Real Rain panels. We've won the Red Dot Award in 2017 for the design and innovation of these panels. And just this week, we've also released the 1.75 GPM code compliant for California panel. So watch for that coming on Kohler.com soon. These panels are available in white and thunder gray. And I want to take a little bit more of a deeper dive into the Real Rain panel because I think this is a unique piece in the lineup. And we have a great video with our designer, Raphael, to talk all about Real Rain.
It all started with the notion of creating a rain shower head. I assumed they wanted me to create rain, and I was very like, whoa, that's cool. Like, let's do this. What we wanted to do is emulate nature, and nature is random. Shower heads are basically streams of water. They're not droplets, and so that's the differentiation between Real Rain and what a standard shower head can give you, is the formation of droplets. Droplets that fall at different rates and droplets that are different sizes. And then droplets also that are randomly scattered on the panel. It's more about the experience of the water and less about the actual object. Using gravity instead of pressure is a key differentiator between Real Rain and the other shower heads. We also had this concept of this deluge feature. Basically, you flow the appropriate amount of water and you ration out some of them and you keep some of the water in the device. And eventually it builds into a gallon or so. And then with a press of a button, release that water and have a full drenching deluge in a matter of seconds. This was a fail-fast kind of methodology where we made lots of prototypes and we learned at each step. Once you get the passion of like, oh, we're onto something, it gets really exciting. And then seeing people's reaction to it really gives you a sense of accomplishment that you did create something pretty special. And if something is novel and interesting and pushes the game a little further, there's a home for that here.
So a great video of Raphael explaining the Real Rain panel and how it works. And this is a unique piece that gives us that flexibility, that 19 by 19 inch coverage, nice large panel with an authentic rain experience and that deluge functionality for the ability to rinse in the space while you're there. But there's some key things to think about when installing this panel. There is an optional power or an optional push button diverter that is used in our manual setups for manual valves and even into our entry level and mid digital valve portfolio. So how does it work? The panel can be installed in the ceiling This can be installed. It needs a minimum requirement of 4 inches of space, and that will give you that space in the ceiling. The panel mounts onto a simple bracket, and I always recommend, and per our installation as well, when you install this panel, ensure that the customer using the panel can reach that push button diverter on the wall while standing underneath that panel, so they can have the best experience possible for that deluge functionality. Pretty quick and easy to install and simple to use. Individual product pieces that you will need for this: a simple panel, the overhead trim, the push button diverter valve, as well as the diverter valve button trim. So that trim does come with a round and square option on the escutcheon. And again, we do have panels just released for the 2. We have the 2.5 in white and gray, as well as the 1.75 available now. Additional coordinating hand showers and shower heads are our Exhale and Awaken lineups. Both fantastic spray performance. Our Exhale lineup on the left gives us 4 functions in multiple spray options, with the larger size, 3 functions in the smaller size, giving you various GPM options. It does come in a white silicone, easy to clean, rub clean spray face, and also gives you a unique 360-degree rotation for operation. Our Awaken portfolio has been on the lineup for a long time. This is a great spray performance, economical product that gives us multi-functions within the overall portfolio. You'll see here the full coverage, intense drenching, and targeted massage. And on our larger sprays, you get the 4th function, or an ADA trickle flow. So you have that great functionality in various GPM flows, as well as even low flow 1.5 single function GPM options. Our Exhale shower heads look great in the space. This is a great look at that silk spray we talked about earlier, and it is fantastic. The Exhale shower head does work with simple rotation, 360 degrees. You can grip the hand shower or shower head, make a quick turn for your various options and sprays, or use that hand shower in the space and simply rotate that spray head using your leg, the wall, or your hand. Quick and simple to give you the best spray performance. Our Awaken signature sprays give us that wide full coverage, that intense drenching, and that targeted spray performance our customers are looking for. Both of these are fantastic options in the space. But let's talk about additional options for your customers and providing the right product solutions. Sometimes it includes adding in those things that will upgrade the space to add that extra personalization, style, and give them customization through different options. We have some great product performance that can really help personalize that space for them and give them some smart solutions without having to go behind the wall. So as we talk about individual pieces, our customers are telling us they want to add things to the space without going behind the wall. How do I do it? And can it be cost effective? We have some solutions shown here. Adding in a simple Awaken shower arm diverter allows us to use the existing shower arm in the space. Simply turn off the shower head, connect in our shower arm diverter, replace that shower head, add the hand shower and hose, and you've added that hand shower to the space. Pretty quick and simple. The second image shows a slide bar and wall supply installation. Adding in that slide bar, if installed correctly, can also meet ADA pull test rating of up to 300 pounds, giving you that flexibility of using that bar for various heights on that spray performance for various users in the space, keeping it clean and easy to use as well. The third image is our shower arm diverter with integrated diverter. Great way to use the existing wall supply in the space to make a quick connection here as well. Use a simple 1/2-inch pipe nipple, make that connection to the integrated shower arm diverter. And the benefit here is that we're able to install that hand shower in the space with that hand shower being to the back of the wall, as you can see in the picture, the shower head or rain head connected here as well, and then utilizing the diverter, quick and easy by having it pointed down for the hand shower. If you adjust that, pointed out for the shower head or rain head, and if you have a 3-way option, we'll show in a moment, pointed up can have shared functionality. If you're looking for an addition in the space, we also have our Hydro Rail solution options. Hydro Rail gives us flexibility to add in a slide bar into the space with diverter control functionality, simply using the shower supply already existing. Simply remove that supply, put on the shower or the HydroRail system, and you're ready to go. And we have a great video to show you just how that works. So let's take a peek to see how HydroRail can be installed in the space. So a great way to introduce HydroRail into the space, and I want to reiterate a couple quick points. You can quickly and easily change your shower from the before to the after picture utilizing the existing shower arm connection in the space. You do not have to worry about what valve is in the wall. Of course, we want it to be a Kohler valve. We understand people aren't ripping out their entire wall for every upgrade installation. So adding a quick HydroRail solution uses the existing supply in the wall, a couple quick connections on the top and bottom, and you're all set, ready to go. Great finish options as well. You see 7 finish options here. We also have HydroRail H for a hand shower option only. You see HydroRail S for shower head hand shower. You see an R version in 2 different options, the ARC, which will give you that ARC version, the additional height you might need. Requirements here would be 10 inches from the wall supply to your ceiling to fit that, as well as the beam option. That would mean you need 4 inches minimum clearance space from the wall supply to the top of the bar. Again, various options. You see here the tub shower, a shorter version. We also have the shower length option as well. So great options and great finishes across the board. As we look at combos and options for easy installation and ordering, we also look at options here within our HydroRail collection, giving you various options in kits. By buying one of these kits, you have the option to actually utilize the overall kit with all the parts and pieces together and reduce the amount of cost initially by up to 15 or 20% versus buying the components separately. So a great way to flex in that HydroRail kit option. Our shower arm diverter options we talked about earlier give us the same flexibility to change out that before image to the after image, giving you flexibility to add that hand shower into the space, maybe that slide bar hand shower holder that you were looking for with easy diverter option control. There are 2 options for a 2-way or a 3-way. The 3-way would mean you have a shared functionality. And there's some great looks to this as well. We showcase the shower head option on the left and the rain head option on the right. We also have a gooseneck option that's available to give you that additional height if you're looking for it. Great way to be flexible in that space. Additionally, I don't want to miss some of the great things that we already have in the lineup today. Our trim kits give us the flexibility to provide an all-in-one solution for easy order with the kit option, giving you bath and shower only kits, and also giving you flexible options in flow rates. But we also do provide headless trim kit options as well. So headless trim kit options give us flexibility for our consumers to look at ordering the trim that they want and then flexing the individual overall showering experience for GPM flow as well. So then you can decide if you want to add in the right spray, the right GPM, and maybe even music options into the space. So great flexible options across the board and great options upcoming with even more tools, resources, and benefits, as well as new products coming soon. Some great options for tools, our showering specification guide, as well as our price book, give you great ways to specify the space. The price book does a great job of breaking down individual combinations and recipe cards for you to check off individual products to order and gives you the right page and price points for each of those, as well as all of the videos that we've shown and other videos available to you on Kohler.com, as well as the Kohler YouTube page shown here. So great options for products, for videos, for installation and maintenance. All of that gives you the flexibility and the showering leadership provided by Kohler to give your customers everything they need. So with that, I want to turn it over to Megan just for a few seconds to introduce and talk about the trade toolkit and options that you have on the Trade Pro Toolbox.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Now is a great time to get any questions that you have in because we'll be answering those live in just a minute. If you do think of any questions after the presentation today, you can post them in our Pro Toolbox community under Help and Support. You can access the trade-focused Pro Toolbox at kohler.com/Pro Toolbox. The Pro Toolbox is a great place to access trade tools and resources like product trainings, install videos, and customer service support. For additional support, take advantage of your in-market resources from your local Kohler sales rep to the 32 Kohler signature stores in most markets across the US, which are open by appointment. Last, I do want to be sure that you can save the date for our final week of live workshops next week. Digital showering installation and solutions offered on Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So watch your email for links to register for those. And now, Kevin, we'll open it up for questions.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that, Megan, and thank you all for the time today. We do have a question. I know our product manager is also answering this question as well. We do have a question. Will matte black and bronze gold be available in Hydrorail? A lot of clients are asking for that. So we do have a 2BZ option available already in Hydrorails today. So that bronze option is available as well. Ryan says looking at black.
Yeah, we have the BL version available today. It is released in Hydrorail, and then we're working on gold. So should see that later this year, early next.
Thank you so much, Ryan. So great options to continue adding great finishes to the lineup. So you'll see those options available. So just check Hydrorail on Kohler.com for that great BL finish and gold to come. So options here. Thank you. Another note here from the team, not just a question, but just wanted to thank the team for a great amount of good information that can be shared online later as well. As Megan said, these trainings will be available on the Trade Toolbox, so great options for continued learning and education on these products, as well as additional questions to be submitted as well. So with that, those were the two questions we had here. I know Megan did just put out the link to the Pro Toolbox for anyone joining us, so please definitely utilize that. We want to thank everyone for your time today. Ask any additional questions that you have, but appreciate the time you spent with us and hope all of you stay well. Looking forward to talking to you again soon.